Welcome to this week's weekly Pan-African News Roundup on the Kinta Business Journal. Here we serve you with all the major news headlines across Africa and the African diaspora. My name is Rahel Akosharedwa Opoku. In today's headlines, Ghana has welcomed a $3 billion bailout package from the IMF to ease economic hardship in the country. And the IMF has reached out on Nigeria's digital currency for the second time in a month. And the producers of the Miss Natural Beauty Ghana pageant has announced a new date for closure of entries and auditions. Now the news in details. Guinean officials said on Thursday that the $3 billion International Monetary Fund bailout approved for the West African nation will help reset the economy and ease economic hardship on its citizens. The bailout program, signed with the IMF and to be disbursed in at least 6 tranches over 3 years, will cushion the economic toll on Guineans who have protested the spiraling increase in the prices of goods. With the first tranche of $600 million expected soon, Ernest Anderson, Bank of Ghana governor, urged various sectors to support the government's economic agenda. The king of the Ashanti region of Ghana, Asantehene Otumfuo Assetu II, has reached an agreement with King Charles III for reclamation exercise on Ghana's degraded lands and forest reserves. Technical teams on environment in the United Kingdom and Ghana are expected to hold a series of meetings on ways to restore lands ravaged by illegal mining. The joint effort will see the formulation of policies on ways to reclaim the lands. The Asantehene revealed that his private engagement with King Charles III during the latter's coronation in the United Kingdom resulted in the collaboration between the two kings to plant trees to reduce carbon emissions. The International Monetary Fund has made some remarks on Nigeria's homemade digital currency in the shape of a study paper analyzing the first year's performance of Nigeria's central bank's digital currency, e-Naira. IMF analysts praised the e-Naira's inaugural year but made further recommendations for strengthening its fundamental mission. The IMF's report showed that the e-Naira handled the retail aspect, but since those early adopters had not yet established themselves, waiting periods were not a problem. According to IMF experts, the Central Bank of Nigeria has implemented a staggered rollout that undercuts the CBDC's 2 key objectives of promoting financial inclusion for the unbanked and enabling remittances. The IMF claims that the e-Naira is a single currency system and cannot support remittances directly, but it also noted that this must be fixed by enabling foreign money transfer companies to accept e-Naira wallets or via intermediation. The African Development Bank said on Monday that it had developed the financial tools needed to make over $3 billion in compensation payment to white farmers who lost lands and other assets in Zimbabwe. The country agreed in 2020 to compensate local white farmers whose land was taken by the government from year 2000 onwards to resettle black families in one of the most divisive yet popular policies of the Robert Mugabe era. The bank's president, Akinwumi Adesina, while speaking during a press conference in Harare, said the new proposal would leverage capital markets to avoid aggravating Zimbabwe's debt situation. Oil and gas will no longer be Nigeria's primary sources of income, according to Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of the World Trade Organization. She made the statement on Monday at the Presidential Banquet Hall, State House in Abuja during the 2023 Governors' Induction for new and returning governors. She claimed that because the oil and gas industry is no longer as lucrative as it once was, the new and re-elected governors must look into alternative revenue sources. Nigeria's Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed has said during a public presentation and breakdown of the 2023 Appropriation Act in January 2023 that the total revenue available to fund the 2023 budget is estimated at 10.49 trillion naira, and the government expects 22% of the projected revenue from oil-related sources, while 78% is anticipated from non-oil sources. As recently as a few days ago, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries reported that Angola has surpassed Nigeria to grab the top spot among oil-producing African countries. According to senior members of Uganda's Ministry of Energy, these African crude oil pipeline sponsors are seeking $1.8 billion, which is anticipated to come from a number of Chinese lenders and 2 African banks. Sources close to the project identified China Exim Bank as one of the financiers anticipated to provide some of the loans for the $5 billion project that will transport Uganda's oil over 1,443 kilometers from the Lake Albert oil fields to the Tanzanian port of Tanga. China Exim Bank has a history of lending to Uganda's infrastructure projects. According to the minutes of the 2022 Total Energy shareholders meeting, the project is funded by 60% loan and 40% equity, with the debt amounting between $2 to $3 billion. Senegal's under-17 national team, known as the Teranga Cup, secured their first ever under-17 Africa Cup of Nations title with a thrilling 2-1 victory over Morocco in the finals held at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Algiers on Friday. Morocco took an early lead in the 14th minute through Captain Abdel Hamid's header from a corner. The score remained 1-0 in favour of Morocco until the 79th minute, when Senegal's Fallou Diop converted a penalty awarded through the assistance of VAR. Just 4 minutes later, Mamoudou Sawani rose above the defence to head home the winning goal, completing Senegal's remarkable comeback. This triumph marked Senegal's third consecutive continental title within 4 months following their victories in the African Nations Championship and the Under-20 AFCON earlier this year. In entertainment, the producers of the Miss Natural Beauty Ghana pageant, the first all-natural beauty pageant to be held in Ghana, has released a new closure date for its entries for applicants. The date has been moved to the 30th of May this year. According to the Kente Business Journal producers of the pageant, the extension was essential for would-be applicants to fully go through registration processes. Simultaneously, the date for auditions has been set for the 3rd of June this year, which will see only shortlisted applicants being invited for auditions. And that'll be all for this week's weekly Pan-African News Roundup on the Kente Business Journal. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell to stay updated always. You can also follow us on our social media platforms. Catch you next week.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel Kente Business Journal TV and press the notification bell to stay updated always.